file in Codeigniter. Data exporting and importing is a required function of any web application, and CSV file format is very popular for data exchange in web application. We have already make tutorial on how import CSV file data in Codeigniter, but now we have learned how export data into CSV file. If you have make any enterprise level application, then in that application, there large amount of data, then CSV file is best file format for export data, because it is lightweight than other type of spreadsheet file. Now let's start discussing this topic. This is our testing database, in which we have one student table with table column like student ID, student name, student phone number and image. We will first display this table data on web page. After this we will export in CSV file format using Codeigniter. This is our Codeigniter working folder. First we have go to application folder, and under this we have go to config folder, and open autoload.php file. Under this first we have to define some autoload library, so during code execution we do want to load library again and again. For this in $autoload libraries variable, we have defined database and session library, so when first time Codeigniter application run it will loaded, so we do not want load this library again. After this we want to define base URL of the system, so we have open config.php file, and here in $config base URL variable, we have defined base URL of this application. Now we want to make database connection, so we have go to database.php, and in this we have set host name to localhost, username set to root, password set to blank and database name set to testing. After making database connection, now we are proceed for coding, so here we have already make 3 file like export CSV controller under controller folder, export CSV model under model folder, and export CSV under view folder. Now we have open export CSV controller file, and here we have write public function construct method. This method will be execute when new object of this class has been created. Under this, first we have write parent class construct method, so when object of this class been created, then parent class construct method code will be executed. After this we have write $this with load object with model method. Under this we have write export CSV model. This method will load export CSV model. Now we have make index function. This is root method of this class, so when in browser, we have type base URL / export CSV, then this method of code will execute. Under this method, first we have write $data variable with student data index is equal to $this with export CSV model, with fetch data method. This method will return student data, which has been stored under $data variable. Now we have go to export CSV model file, and here we have make fetch data function. This function will fetch data from student table. Under this function, we have write $this with database object with select method, with table column like student name, student phone. This method will make select query like select student name, student phone. Below this, we have write $this, with database object, with from method. Under this we have write student table name. This method will make query like, select student name, student phone from student table. Now we have write, return statement, with $this with database object with get method. This method will execute query, and return query execution data, which an output of this function. Now we have go to export CSV controller file index method, and here we have write $this with load object, with view method. Under this we have write export CSV view file name, and $data variable. It will load this export CSV view file as an HTML output on web page, and student data will be fetched from this $data variable. Now we have go to export CSV view file, and on this file, first we have write form tag, with method is equal to post, action is equal to base URL, /export CSV /export, so when form has been submitted, then it will execute export method of export CSV controller. For submit form data, we have write input type is equal to, submit, name is equal to export, and value is equal to, export to CSV, so when we have click on this button, then form has been submitted to export method of export CSV class. Now we want to first display student data, so here we have make one table with two table column like student name, and student phone. After this we have write, for each loop, and under condition, we have write $student data with result array method as $row variable. This result array method will return data in array format. Under this loop, we have write echo statement. In first table column we want to display student name, so here we have write $row student name variable. And in second column, we want to display student phone details, so here we have write $row student phone variable. This code will display student details on web page. Friends, here we have enter, base URL /export CSV controller name, then on web page, we can see student data on web page in table format. When we have click on export button, then we can see page has been redirect to export method of export CSV controller. So, now we have go to export CSV controller, and here we have make export function. This method will receive export data request. Under this function, first we have write $file name variable is equal to student details on, with date function .csv, it will make dynamic file name. Below this function, we have write header method, and under this we have write content description, file transfer. Here we have defined content description. After this, again we have write header method, and under this we have write content disposition, set to attachment, and file name is equal to $file name variable. Here we have define, header content disposition details. Lastly, in header we want to define content type, so here we have write header function, and under this we have write content type set to application/CSV. Here we have defined CSV content type. After set all header information, now we have write $student data variable is equal to $this with export CSV model, with fetch data method. Here we have use same method for get student data. Now we want to create file, so we have write $file variable is equal to file open function, with argument like PHP output stream, with write. This function will create file for write data. Below this, we have write header function, is equal to array, with table column name like student name, and student phone. We will use this array for print first line heading in CSV file. After this we have write, file put CSV function with two argument like, $file variable, and $header variable. This function will write data in open CSV file, that means it will print first line in CSV file from this, $header variable. For print student data, here we have write for each loop, and under condition we have write $student data variable, with result array method as $key variable, with $value variable. Here this result array method will convert query execution result into array format, and by using for each loop, it will fetch data from array. Under this loop, we have write file put CSV function with two argument like, open file like $file variable, and data like $value variable. On every interval, it will write data under the CSV file. Once all data has been written under CSV file, now we want to close file, so we have write file close function with $file variable. This function will close open file. Lastly we want to exit from code, so here we have write exit statement. It will exit from code, and MySQL data has been written under CSV file. It will download in computer. Now we have check output in browser. Friends, first we have refresh web page. After refresh of web page, we can see student data in table format on web page. For export data in CSV file, here we can see button. When we have click on button, data will be exported in CSV file. So, now we want to export data, so we have click on export button. After click on button, on web page we can see CSV file has been downloaded in our computer. Now we have open file for check, MySQL data properly exported or not. So, here we can see that, MySQL data has been properly exported in CSV file, so here our code is working. How to export MySQL data in CSV file using Codeigniter. If you have any query or input regarding this video tutorial, please comment your query or input in comment box, or if you like this video tutorial please share with your friends. or even you can also share on social media also. If you want to get more update regarding our video tutorial, please subscribe our YouTube channel for get more update regarding release of future video.